you know?
It must feel like a reunion because to have done the movie 2 years ago and now you come back to talk about it. It's like you step back into that world.
It is, and everyone's just picking up right where they left off. It's fantastic, man. I mean, it's such a great group of people, so it's a no-brainer, but yeah, it's cool.
What was it about, like, okay, so how did you hear about this movie? Tell us how you got involved with the project, and tell us also about what it was like when you got the call that you got the job.
Yeah, so I auditioned for it. My manager or agents got me an audition for it, and it looked really cool. And, you know, I played football growing up, and it was just my little brother is a huge Tim Tebow fan, so it all was very appealing. Did the audition, did the callback, sent him my highlight reel from high school, just like he can actually play too, and hoping that would maybe up my chances.
It did.
You were all state.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Oh, it did, yeah. Okay, so then I.
Yeah, there you go.
You were an all-state quarterback in Iowa.
I was an all-state, but we won state my junior year. Played, yeah. Was a quarterback. Was gonna go play in college. Didn't end up doing that. So football's been a very big part of my life. Yeah, when I got the call, I went crazy. I was yelling, shouting from my balcony. Like, manager hung up on me. I had to call him back because I wouldn't talk to him. I just kept yelling. I was very excited. Yeah.
So your character deals with some really tough religious questions. How did you do that? Where did you draw from that?
I still deal with those same questions. I think those questions, I mean, they're always just changing in their own little ways. But I think I really could connect with. Zach just wondered so much about, like, how all these bad things could happen to good people or people who haven't done anything to deserve. It's kind of like, you know, people are fortunate, people are unfortunate, and it's like, what determines that? Why does that happen to those people, good or bad? Why does that good thing happen to that person? Why do they get lucky? Like, it just seems so random, and so I really focused on that when kind of dealing with the anger and the frustration and the struggle that Zach is going through. And then, you know, with as much faith that was on set, mainly Jake McIntyre, he's the person who I really found, like, the most understanding in when discussing religion and faith. And so I think it was because of him that by the end of shooting, or by the big scene, I was able to, it clicked for me, you know?
What did you take personally from your role?
I think I looked at faith so, like, it was so black and white, you know, because that's how it's has been preached or taught. And, you know, by the time I was done, it was very clear that everyone has their own individual way of looking at that, you know. Yeah.
Actually, this is maybe not a question, but just hopefully a little bit of an encouragement to you. I think what I loved about that movie is I was seeing myself with the questions.
Yeah.
So much so that I re-enrolled in school. Now I'm pursuing a master's degree in theology because of those questions. And one of my last class was, why does God allow evil? So I would recommend you reading the book by Clay Jones called Why Does God Allow Evil? I think that's what I loved about the movie, and I think a lot of the millennials or Gen Z that are going to watch it are going to be like, that's me. Mm-hmm. Especially those who are Christian, who will say, I've been a Christian all my life, but if somebody were to ask me certain questions, I wouldn't have an answer. So, yeah, I like that you were also open about it as well and not afraid to admit that you suffered with those same questions, with you and everybody else.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, and that's what I think it's important that people know that and take that away from the film. I mean, you know, like you did, that they're not alone. That's really awesome. Congratulations on the school thing.
Christian apologetics. You Google that; it will help you answer a lot of your questions.
Christian apologetics.
Yeah, it's just answering the hard questions.
Oh, okay.
Now, fun question. Okay, I was talking to them they're prepared for the question I'm going to ask you.
Oh,
but,
this question.
Yeah, this question.
All right.
So a lot of my followers are young girls.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know, are you single? And if so, what are you looking for in a girl?
I'm very much so single. I am also looking for a girl who's single.
So as long as she's a female, do you have any qualifications, like whether it be physical or characteristic-wise? They're all specifics.
I think it's really important if I bring a lady into my life and keep her there for a while, that she values herself and respects herself, and also makes me respect myself more, or just want to be better. It's always worked best when I feel like the girl has met some requirement that I'm never going to reach, or I'm always striving toward.
Right.
So just as long as they make me want to be better.
Be a better person.
Yeah.
Changing gears.
Sure. Switch it up.
Thank you.
Tell me the story of how you and Evan decided to room together on the set here. Was that an easy decision to make, or just?
It was pretty easy for me, yeah. I can't speak for Evan, but basically Chris Dowling, the director, emailed both of our teams and individually and was like, would you guys be cool with rooming together, just so the brother dynamic could come more natural? And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And when you're on location, I've shot a few times on location, it can be really lonely. And so if anything, I was like, man, that'll be cool to have a little, have a buddy around to pal around with, and it ended up going a lot deeper than that. So yeah, I think that honestly, that made the movie, it made the dynamic, which then, made the movie.
Was it like an odd couple roommate situation, or both of you, like one the messy one and the?
Oh yeah, me and Evan, like Zach and David, are very different, but somehow complement each other in a very perfectly weird way. It's strange, but off the bat,
Morning person, not morning person.
Yep.
That kind
Morning
of stuff?
person, not morning person. He likes to really, hustle when we play basketball one-on-one, and I'm kind of the player that's like, okay, we don't need to work that hard, bro. Let's just shoot it around. And yeah, he's very
Type A.
yeah, I suppose. He's got, I'm trying to find the right way to say it, because it's actually as a compliment. I respect him so much because he's so polite and so kind to everyone. Not that I'm not, but I don't know. It was cool spending that time around him, because I learned a lot from him, as a person.
How was it getting back into? Get back into football.
Oh, dude, it was a dream come true. I hadn't put on pads since my very last game in high school, and got to play with the actual high school team in Bessemer during a real game. I was running on the field, and they were just winging it. They were filming me, and they were like, all right, now run on with them. Go, over there, pretend you're part of the team, you're, getting pumped up with them. Go warm up with them. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And then at the end in the swamp was yeah, ridiculous.
We were talking about you, but it was all good things.
Oh, I hope.
It was.
Well, actually, let's jump. You just answered this. Okay, so you guys roomed together for 6 weeks or whatever on the shoot. We've heard Tanner's thoughts on that experience. What are yours?
It was an incredibly inventive and easy way to get that relationship expedited.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? He just nailed that.
I went to college for 2 years.
Yeah. I fumbled around with that answer for
Well, no, but it really did expedite
minutes.
the process.
Explored the space with his answer.
Yeah. Do you need me?
I do.
Okay.
But you guys have
it's
me
nice
now
to
if you
meet
want.
you.
It's been a pleasure,
If you
guys.
want.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No. But no, I think it really expedited the process and the relationship, and really developed that on-screen chemistry, because we were like that first day, everything started clicking, and so from then on, it was pretty easy.
You guys play. Oh, go ahead.
So in playing your role, it's such a, I'm not going to give the story away, but it's so redemptive, and also your character is so sacrificial.
That's a good word for it. I hadn't thought about that.
In your personal life, what did you draw on faith-wise to play that character? Because it's such a deep and heavy character.
Well, what I really got from it was I said, everybody does something for a reason. Nobody just does anything. And I thought, I think the reason Dave finds his strength in his faith is because it makes him feel close to his mom. It's that it kind of like allows him to have his mom again and still have her presence in his life. And so he's able to really kind of use his faith to strengthen his will and keep positive through all the constant negatives that keep happening to him, whether it be with his health, with his brother, with them trying to get out of this town. He's able to use his faith to keep him positive and keep him kind through all of it instead of letting it get him down.
What is your journey, your personal journey with faith been, and how did that maybe help you understand that role better?
I grew up religious, and my parents are all religious, all my family, and so we, I grew up in it, so it was, it was pretty easy. Seen all of it, been around all of it, experienced all of it, and so, a lot of people have been asking me today about like that one, what's that one like brought you to Jesus moment. But for me, I don't really feel like it was one moment. I feel like it's kind of an everyday choice. For me, I'm not a big church guy, but I pray every day on my own time. And so like every night before I go to bed. And so it's a very, I think it's something you have to put the work into. Anything in your life that you want, that matters to you, you have to put the effort into. You can't be waiting around for that one moment. You put your effort into it.
What is it about this type of movie that resonates with so many people? I mean, it's obviously an underdog story, but from your view, what is it that makes these movies work?
I mean, I think honestly, there's something for everybody, is what's really interesting, is that whether you're in there for the sports aspect of, loving this underdog story, whether you see something with this sibling relationship that reminds you of yours, like I know Tanner really reminded me earlier that this movie makes you leave and go call your brother, call your sister, call your mom, call your your cousin, anyone who you want to be close with. Whatever reminds you of these relationships that are important to you. So I think there's so many different aspects that people can take from it that I hope. There's some movies you watch over and over again and you constantly get something new out of. Sure. I'd love for people to experience that with our movie, with Run the Race, to just see it and say like, oh wow, like yeah, that made me really think of my siblings. Oh wow, that really made me think of like my journey to becoming who I want to be.
Right.
Just whatever it is, and knowing like that there's no obstacle that you can't overcome, and that it's just going to make you stronger in the long run, and it's happening for a reason.
Zach and Dave both have these struggles, but they handle very differently. And it seems like your character was way more on the forefront of forgiveness and peacemaker and stuff. Are those qualities that you see in your life, or is this something the character may have inspired you, or you think would inspire audiences?
Well, it's funny. Even before I was, exposed to this character, I've seen in friends and people out and about, I've said, wow, that guy is kind and nice to everybody all the time, and that's what I want to be. And it's right. So I've seen this person that I want to be, and then Dave embodied that, right. And so I was able to take that and just practice it for 5 weeks while we shot in Alabama and be that all the time, and it really helped push me towards. And it's just, like I said, it's an everyday decision. Anything you care about, you have to put the effort into. So it's like everyday decision of, like, I think Dave asks himself, like, okay, who do I want to be? Well, I want to be kind. So what would someone who's always kind and always positive, what would he do? And he always makes that decision, and it just becomes, over time, it becomes reflexive.
Right.
Now, in the film, you had seizures. How did you prepare for that? Was it something like you just came naturally as an actor, or did you watch YouTube videos, or do you know someone?
So it was really interesting. I went to college with this this girl. She was a friend of mine, and she had epilepsy, similar to Dave in the movie, but I never really got to see too much of it. And I asked her about it before I went, and she, when you have seizures, you black out, so you're not experiencing it. But Jake McIntyre, our writer, has a friend named Zach who grew up with his younger brother having epilepsy and actually passing from it. And I got to talk before, I was really stressed out about it, and before my first day shooting any of it, I got to talk to him on the phone, and he walked me through the whole thing. I tried YouTube videos, but it's, there's not a ton,
Right.
probably in good taste. But he was able to really walk me through the experience from an outside perspective, because as an actor with that type of thing, you kind of have to figure out how's it supposed to look. And that really, really helped me figure out how to accurately portray this, because the last thing in the world I would want to do is be inaccurate, rude to those people actually dealing with this. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Great
Thank
movie.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching Muse. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click on all the other videos you see to watch more of our content.